Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? I am yo, Dino in the house. What is up, everybody?
Is that your new
Today,
intro? Yo, yo,
no,
yo,
but
I know in the house.
Blue Nose just said that in chat, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I read that out loud. Otherwise, Cabmech, hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, that's right. Poorly lit cab mech, entirely my fault, not tragic's coming in today from Storm Central. Fingers crossed I don't lose power, but given our current track
Oof.
record with thunderstorms, I would not be surprised to see me disappear at some point during the stream. Uh,
Ditto.
Hope you're all having a wonderful week. We've got a lot of cool stuff kicking off. Did you know, tragic, that it is nearly the anniversary of the largest tank battle in history?
I vaguely knew. It is our title, but I don't actually know too much about the Battle of Kursk. Can you tell us about it?
No, not
No.
nearly as much as the chieftain can, but
Okay.
boy, oh, sorry, I segued too soon. We should have talked about. So we have the Curse Battle special offers; those are kicking off. Make sure you check those out. We are coming up on the anniversary of Kursk, which is the largest tank
Hmm.
battle of all time. Of course, a major engagement between the German panzers and the Soviet forces. Really, really grim, muddy, bloody stuff. But later this evening, you could maybe ask Nicholas the Chieftain Morin during our Cav stream, which will be starting about an hour after our stream here concludes.
Yes. It's going to be starting at 7 p.m. CT. So after our stream ends, you can have the stream, you can leave it open, but just be fully aware that if you are going to be joining the Chieftain for the watch party, you will have to have Amazon Prime, or do you know if you can rent that movie on Amazon Prime?
So you won't. I still think you can't use the watch party function.
Oh,
So
yeah,
some people
true.
have
You
the
have to
movie on
use
DVD.
the Prime.
Feel free to watch along. I'm sure Nick would be happy to give you guys the timestamps.
Hmm.
But in order to actually, so you'll be able to see Chieftain's camera if you don't have the Amazon Prime. But you will need. Sorry, I have my nephew's poking his head through the door like it's Shining Moment. It's hilarious. Um, the you could, if you're gonna watch along, you can have Chieftain's cam up on one side and then watch the video along on another, but you won't be able to
Yeah.
see it through the Twitch stream.
Yeah. But yes. So there was a minor correction that we have to make on the YouTube announcement. It did show 3 different platforms, which was Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. However, it is only viewable on Twitch. So if you were expecting to be able to see it on any other platform, I'm really sorry to say that it's only on Twitch. That is due to the fact that Twitch is a sub company, I guess, of I don't know what the term is, of Amazon, and Amazon is where you're renting or viewing the movie from. It is a function of Twitch as well. We also can't show the movie on any other platform, or else we will get hit with copyright, and we don't want to do that. So that's a whole thing. But otherwise, I think that's it. We do have these summer sales that are going on until the 23rd. So rather, the final offer is going to be shown on the 23rd, but that offer, I believe, will last a week. Obviously the Chieftain stream. We also have Battle Pass that is going to be going until next month. No, 2 months from now, because that ends in September. And then if you are a Verizon customer, so if you have Verizon, I believe Fios is their internet service. If you have Verizon Fios, or if you have a Verizon cell phone line, depending upon how many lines you have, you will get a code for the T78 for each of them. However, those codes can only be used once per account, so you have to use it on different accounts. If you are expecting to throw them all onto one account, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
So to
Uh,
clarify, you won't, if you have the T78 from one code, you won't be able to redeem another and get
yes.
the gold value.
Yes, exactly.
Because
So,
the code set can only redeem once. A couple comments in chat really quick. GD said the Battle of Brody was bigger. Most historians, to my understanding, include various parts of the Kursk conflict, which make it much bigger than Brody. It might be true that as far as one day, the Brody was bigger. And then a couple people mentioned the lack of, as the Runwire here said, super disappointed the Chieftain's not available in the Thunderstorm event. Doesn't seem fair. Totally understand where you guys are coming from. I think this uh, controversial issue. It's something we've definitely made the clan team aware of, and hope to have some more updates on that particular vehicle and its issues in the near future.
Yes, NAPA. That is correct. It is a code per line. I don't know. If anybody else can confirm, I'm not 100% sure, but some people have said if you already have the T78 that you get the gold compensation. But it's free, so if you already have Verizon, you can claim the offer. Otherwise, I think that is about it. Battle of Curse stuff is going on, Battle Pass, obviously.
And daily deals. We're back at it again.
Daily deals!
Daily, daily summer
Oh,
deals. Hopefully, we get some good ones. I actually have not been allowed to see the list, so I don't even know. I did see
interesting.
Castlerock said you will get 2,800 gold if you have the T78 already. I believe that's true.
Sweet.
It's just that you can only redeem the code once. So if you already have the
Yes.
T78 and redeem the code once, you will get the compensation.
Yeah.
You won't be able to redeem another code and get it again.
Yeah. User Dragonhammer 2019, you added yourself to the queue, but I don't have a username for you. So I'm going to be inviting Nature Force first, and then once we're done with this battle, hopefully you'll have added your username. So, oh boy, it's the cutie cab mech. You know,
You're darn right.
I bring it up every so often, but not too many times does chat bring it up. The fact that our titles underneath our names aren't like our job titles. They're
Let's see. I haven't
actually
even looked at it recently. What is mine right now?
it's still the same. It's still mech cab for cutie.
Oh,
But
okay.
like a lot of I don't know if it's just like people don't like want to point it out, or if they're just like they don't understand what the
It's
reference
probably
is.
it's probably tired at this point, right? It's been around for a while.
Maybe. I think
Yep.
maybe I should figure out a new one for you.
I mean, that's obviously the reason I'm here is for eye candy.
Two,
With my
one.
stress-induced graying beard and
Yeah.
various stages of unkemptness. You know, one time I'm not going to call her out for this because she was right, but there was a stream a couple of months ago where Tragic was like, "You look beat today." Just look, not even like you look tight, like you look beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't wrong. It'd been a rough day.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I never say things to be mean. I generally say things to be like, "Hey, like clean up a bit." Well, like what's the general rule? If somebody can't fix it in like less than 10 minutes, like don't comment on it. So like if someone has like lettuce in their teeth, you know, tell them, just be like, "Hey, uh just so you know, you have lettuce in your teeth," and they can
Yeah,
like,
that day you were
you
just
know,
like all of this is just
well, you know, my guess, it was probably like 90% your hair, and I think it was
Well,
like
I have been cutting my own hair for more than a year now, so it's a
yeah,
miracle it's
yeah.
even still up there.
Oh,
Actually, I can go get a real haircut. I really
you
should.
can. I was just gonna say, I figure it was probably like close to the, uh, potentially close to the first time that you actually like really trimmed it down in a while. I think is really what it was.
Yeah, I let the beard and hair go there for a few months.
Yeah, that's okay. I think
Um,
we all have.
was that the day you lost your ducks?
Oh,
It may have been around that time. New ducks are doing
maybe.
really well, by the way, and they are almost fully acclimated to out of doors.
And are they safe?
Yes, they are. They are safe in their
Uh,
new enclosure.
You know, I
Here,
got
it
I
shows that
gotta
you cut your own hair. Yeah,
I gotta
sorry.
message you at some point because I really wanna like I have a new place, as you know, some people might know.
Tragic got a new pad.
I got a new pad. But I was gonna ask you about like duck stuff or like
Heck yeah, duck
chickens.
stuff.
Well, because the thing is, like, most places are just like, you can't have livestock, but they don't consider ducks or chickens to be livestock. They actually consider them to be like pets or
Right.
pest
As long
control.
as as long as you don't have a rooster, right? Or any chicken
Exactly.
under a certain
Yeah.
amount. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, varies by township. Yes, but I believe in a lot of towns around here, they generally have a contingency for people owning chickens and ducks because they do keep pests down by a lot. And even some HOAs also have that. So, and also I did see Dragonhammer did put their username. So yeah. What did I miss? Not too much. We were just going over some of the, no!
So
No!
definitely make sure what the
Oh, heck.
situation is where you are specifically, because it
Yes.
can vary a lot. For example, I'm technically in the boundaries of a town, but I'm outside of the incorporated area of that town. So there are a lot of rules and regulations for the city that don't apply to me, and some for the county that do.
Oh,
So it
no.
can get pretty complicated. Um, Generally, most places are fine with you having like less than 5 birds. They don't care about it at all if it's that amount. And if you're not super into one or the other, I would probably recommend
Oh, oh.
going with chickens first.
Oh, no.
Just chickens make less of a mess. Ducks, I love them and they're great, and they're a little more
I was
fun
trying to defend
than
you.
chickens. But or ducks are really messy, and they need water, and they will make an absolute mess of that water.
Yeah. We have platooned before with tragic. Nice. I don't tend to save people's usernames, but I actually surprisingly didn't recognize your username. I do try to recognize people's usernames when I can, but do they eat cream corn? I think they eat corn, maybe,
I'm sure
but
they would, yeah, if you gave them it.
probably not
The
cream
chickens would
corn.
anyway. Our ducks crap
Which way
everywhere.
are you
Yeah,
looking? You're
yeah, I
looking
bet.
at me, dude. Oh,
Turkeys are harder to keep. We were just talking the other day about it. Sometimes you get turkeys can be jerks, man.
turkeys can be
My
massive jerks.
my uncle raises a couple turkeys every year for Thanksgiving, and some of them you're not sad to see go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you know, turkey is mostly meant to be eaten.
Oh
I
no,
don't know. I don't know. Like, do turkeys do anything besides for like get eaten? Like, are they useful for pest control, or are they just
uh,
giant buttholes?
probably not so more than onion. You know, turkeys are in every state in the lower 48.
Did I
Apparently,
know turkeys what?
they're in every state in the lower 48.
Oh
According,
wow.
well,
Huh,
okay, I'm not. This is an uncited fact that was told to me by a friend recently. But
oh,
according to a friend of
interesting.
mine, turkeys are in every state in the lower 48. Hey, Commander AF, how's it going?
Hey,
I'm a little
Commander
late to
AF.
the stream today, but isn't it a little early to be talking about food? Well, we were talking about livestock, actually.
Yeah. First we were
Uh,
talking about livestock,
it's
then we
easy
started
'cause
talking about other things.
I feel way less bad about wasting turkey legs at the festival. Ben Franklin wanted the national bird to be a turkey. Yeah,
You did.
we really dodged a bullet on that one, didn't we? Ben Franklin had a lot of ideas that were pretty like out there for the time, right? Like he didn't drink at all, which for the time
Mm,
was insane. He thought beer made
yeah.
people stupid and fat, and
He thought beer what?
he thought well he wasn't wrong, but
No, 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 no. I just didn't hear everything you said.
he thought beer made people stupid and fat.
Oh, yeah. Beer is just carbs.
Um, which he wasn't wrong about, but at the time, you know, people were drinking a lot of beer. Actually, there's some. If you study the American Revolution, there's you can find some actual like bar receipts of what the guys planning the thing were going through. It's pretty wild. It's a large amount.
I did terribly.
Turkey
Woof.
was the first man on Mars. It's true because I read it on the internet. That seems like a
What?
slightly more extravagant claim. Allie, Minnesota says, "Will we ever get a stock 25 TP buff?" Ever is a long time, so I'm inclined to say
Yeah.
very possibly. Anytime soon, not that I've heard.
Okay. Dzammy, or Dzammy says hydrate.
Shout out to Nature there, dropping a great game.
Yeah, seriously. Alright, thank you, Nature Force. Calling you by your... You have so many different names that you've gone with. But they all have nature in it, and I appreciate that.
Castle Rock says, "I'll ask my wife about turkeys being in all the lower 48. She knows more than Google."
Huh.
It's impressive.
Neat. Okay. Alright. Alright. There is an invite going out to Techno Warrior. So.
The reason why I asked is because Ben is so
What's
bad
up, Eric?
So you're talking about the tier 6 and the Soviet, or sorry, the Czech medium line, right, Ali? Ali? Not sure which, but I'll do my best. I promise you it's worth it finishing out that line. I'll tell you there's rougher times ahead. The TVP VTU is a rough hurdle to pass, but once you get to the T50, it is worth it. Oh, you're talking about the Polish. I'm wrong entirely. Okay,
Goodness.
the tier 5 Polish heavy. Uh, yeah, that can be rough.
Okay.
All right, so we're doing tier 8, and we got Tragic in the Progetto and Techno Warrior in the Sturv S1.
You can't throw a rock without hitting a turkey here in Virginia, but I've personally seen them in Utah and Idaho. Nice.
We have where I'm from in the Bay Area, they like come down from the hills and like, raid neighborhoods and stuff. So the reason I was talking about turkeys with my friend is there was a time when I was on my way home from a late evening jaunt to 7-Eleven, and I was taking a right down a gravel path towards the park to cut through on the way to my parents' condo at the time. And it must have been 30 turkeys forming a wall. Just so picture it's completely dark outside, nothing but lights. Well, I mean, there's street lights on, but it's nighttime. I turn a corner and there's just a wall of turkeys just all sitting, half sleeping, half turning to stare at me as soon as I turn the corner. They're on the fence. They're on the fence on the other side of the path. They're across the path. There's just a wall of turkey. And I just apologized for interrupting, and I turned and took a different route home. I wasn't going to mess with that many turkeys, just seemed like bad karma.
Turkeys are like the less water inclined swans. Because swans are jerks. Oh, and geese. Geese are also jerks. They're all so mean.
Arch says, once it's fully upgraded, the 25 TP is fun, but because the better guns are behind the turret upgrade, it feels like it takes forever to get a better gun. That makes sense.
That guy's name is World of Tanks. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Their username is genuinely World of Tanks.
If the turkeys were blocking Cadmac, did he call a foul? No, I just apologize for interrupting their evening.
I can't believe that person's name is World of Tanks.
Mr. Michael says, I'm grinding the 60 TP line, but I hear there's been some recent changes to that tank. Is that correct? So I don't think there's been direct changes, but the HE changes certainly affected the 60 TP, right?
Yeah.
Because that was definitely a tank that people were shooting a lot of HE out of.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been affected. I wouldn't say, I don't know, somebody in chat is probably going to disagree with me, but I don't think that negatively. I mean, the thing still hits for a hilarious amount of alpha damage. And you can still do a lot of damage with the HE. What you can't do is shoot the HE at another tier 10 heavies turret and expect it to do a bunch of damage. So that particular strategy has been nerfed. But
it is
if
dead.
you were relying on that...
Sorry, Cap.
No worries. I'm just trying to not get rushed by whatever comes up here on the other side.
That's fair.
I don't know, chat. What do you think about the 60 TP post patch 1.13?
I think it has other options for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like that tank is fun because the alpha damage is so hilarious, and the turret armors and the top of the whole armor is still really strong. So fundamentally, for me, that hasn't changed. You just can't rely on the HE to get your free damage. But really, that tank has such a long reload anyway that I don't know. It feels like the HE is kind of a bit of a waste to me.
Yeah, it seems
If
like
you're
a
just
crutch almost.
giving up, if you're just giving up and shooting the HE at a turret, you can't pen instead of trying to find a better shot. I don't know.
Yeah. HE memes are basically dead. Well, like, HE to, like, the front of a turret for sure, but, like, otherwise, HE's still alive.
They're rushing tracks really hard. We may have to turn around.
Well, I'm rushing the rear of this progetto.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna get one shot in and then go back down the hill and try
Yeah,
to
go
protect
for it.
this.
I have to reload.
Alright, they're just hiding now. Oh, they're not hiding. Oh, but it's an email, so no point.
Yeah, but I don't know how many times he's fired. But whoop. Hello.
They put one into me. Cryptic says Canada geese are awesome, they'll protect you against anything. What's the line from Letterkenny? If you got a problem with Canada geese, you got a problem with me. I suggest you let that one marinate.
3, 2. Can I get this last shot?
Tragic.
Punk. Yeah.
I almost, but
Are you going back? Oh.
I almost,
wait.
but didn't flip my
Oh,
scorpion.
you did. Nice. I saw your name and it was the same size as Techno Warriors, and I was like, "Are you going back? You just said you were going back, and then you didn't."
Yep.
So
unfortunately,
confused.
I didn't have the view range to spot the cap from where I was.
Yeah, no worries.
And then I took a free shot.
I can't see from there.
Banana. How many of us went hill? Far too many. Far too many of us went hill.
Well, potentially now, yeah. Oh no! Well, you didn't go for cap. Ooh, snaps. Oh, nice reset!
Yeah, that was a big reset.
Needs to be, like, one more.
Alright, yeah, we can turn this. We got this. I just gotta get this reset. Six seconds. 8, okay, good.
No!
Block cap if we have to.
We can't. It's
Yeah,
not
you can't just get in the circle.
That's not a thing.
Oh, what? I thought it was.
No!
Am I crazy?
You are
was that
crazy.
only an encounter?
Yes.
Oh man, I got encountered.
Did you just sit? Did you just sit in the cap circle? Is that what you were doing?
No.
Oh, I was like, did you just sit in cap circle? Because
how did we not damage any of those tanks?
I don't know, but I literally damaged right as. Oh,
were you that guy at the end, Ken? That I missed?
Oh.
Your Progetto. I
Okay,
did miss.
I gotta figure out if this person's name is World of Tanks. Oh, no! This person's name is not actually World of Tanks. That's unfortunate.
Oh, they were anonymized?
Yeah, they were anonymized. Oh, they got like the best anonymized name ever.
That is a really fun anonymized name.
Like, you know, I was really hoping that was their real name. Like, genuinely. Alright, Bobby Joe Tanky is up next.
Matt said no chief again for Clan Wars. Correct. No chieftain available after Clan Wars.
Okay. Canada geese are the airborne heavy weapon form of a bird. Think a streamlined version of the A-10 warthog with a serious hangover and attitude problem. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. You guys have very different voice levels. Am I too loud again?
Or am I too low?
Or is Cabmech too low? Cabmech is too low, let me know. I can turn him up and I can turn myself down. Also, please always let us know. Yes to both, okay. Alright, I turned Cabmech up a good chunk.
It's
I turned
every
myself down.
this is Tragic's counter gaslighting. So we gaslight each other, but her counter
You
gaslighting is
mostly me. You mostly me.
she turns my volume down a little bit
I'm still loud?
every stream.
Gosh. I'm sorry. I know. I'm very loud. I can be very loud. I'm sorry.
If Cadmac would inhale helium, that would be fantastic. It is fun.
I'm not loud? Is ever well
Well
balanced?
balanced. Ooh, Bobby Joe busting out that KV2.
Ooh! I'm busting out mine.
He ain't scared of no HE nerf.
Yeah, Commander AF unofficial is definitely not Commander AF. Commander AF's in-game name is Commander AF. I think Commander AF
There's a
unofficial
Commander
is...
AF unofficial?
Yeah, someone made it.
Oh, that's
So.
actually not allowed in the rules. We should
Oh,
compare that.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to impersonate staff.
Yeah.
It's in the game rules.
Let's see. No, I'm not in Virginia. I'm in Texas. Uh-oh, they in trouble?
Well, hopefully
Ooh.
it's just an homage and not them trying to
Is
manipulate
it?
people.
Did you say an homage?
Yeah.
Isn't it an homage?
Depends on where you are, I suppose.
Isn't homage
I'm
like
not
a
French, so I
French
say
word?
homage. It's an homage.
Tier 6. And I changed my name to not tragic loss then. You know? You tell
You
her.
guys ever have some hours de ouvres?
Hours de ouvres? I love that, honestly, though. I call them Ors Divorce. Or Ors Divorce. Horse divorce.
So
No.
Cranky Monkey actually
Horse
asked
divorce is the other one. Horse divorce.
if she booked her tickets yet. So we are actually we are beginning the process of committing to coming to the Aquino Tank Fest. So we don't have details booked yet, but we've been taking a look at the indicators and things look pretty good, and we're coming. We're gonna try and come if Ontario lets us, but we're gonna book it and see what happens.
Bondlin, someone said that they had seen turkeys in Virginia before, and so I was reading out their comment. I tend to try to at least read out what comment I'm responding to, unless it's super long, and then I just tell the person that their comment is super long, and I'll read it in my head, and then I'll answer, but I do try to read, at the very least, I do try to read the person's username, or I try to read their username and their comment or question before I answer or respond. Tragic logs. Oh, I was packet lost for a while because a bunch of people were having packet loss issues.
Every time people start talking about ghost shells, you should have to change your name to Packet Loss.
That would, gosh. I should, I could
Oh,
create,
did
like...
we get New Minsk?
We did get New Minsk.
This is my first time on New Minsk on the
Oh,
live server.
really? This is my
Can I
second time.
Can I destroy the Ferris wheel?
No, I don't think so. That platform is almost definitely solid.
I had to try.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Rick says no. Everyone in chat already tried. Are you guys going to platoon and double RD?
We can't platoon in Artie, so no.
Yeah, we can have. You can't double RD in a platoon, right?
Yeah. No, you can't.
Just...
What about unfortunate subtraction? That sounds like statistics, and I'm kind of open to that.
It's weird how this middle area feels like it's changed a lot and simultaneously not that much.
Sorry. That was really loud. Artie Tracer, shooting and not knowing what happened to your shell is awful. So Marco, I've heard people talking about this, plenty. So, that was a really cool shell. So there have been some people who had this issue in a previous patch, and it was fixed for that patch, and for some reason it has potentially just cropped up again from that one. So I would really, really love to see a final resolution to that. Well, you might say a final destination, even.
But not the
Uh,
movies.
but not the movies, no.
Oatmeal
Any...
cookies with the back in the USSR
Oh
reference.
no.
Ooh, I have a chance to knock
Ay,
out this
ay, ay.
1357. Oh, nope, somebody
This
else knocked him
freaking
on first.
panther. This panther needs to get wrecked. Uh... I
Oh,
know.
I missed the shot. Such a potato.
No! No! This panther is attacking me and I can't...
Oh,
Oh, no!
E25.
I think I might die here. No!
Sorry, I have to focus the E25.
No!
That's the...
Aw, rip.
When the E25 is spotted, you can't shoot anything
Okay.
else.
Problem is you took time to aim. I know, right? Oh, I'm sad about this. Alright, let's watch Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe Tanky.
I'm doing some advanced tunnel work.
Tankfest in Dorset? I don't think so. We're talking about Aquino Tankfest, which is in
Dorset?
uh,
Is...
it's in what's it called? Ontario, Canada,
Yeah, it's
specifically in
Oshawa. But Aquino Tank Weekend is the name of the
yes.
event.
Oh, yeah.
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, we have to bring Canada.
Canada. Canada. Canada. Canada
Right?
sounds like, yeah, Canada sounds like a newfangled, like, seltzer water. Hey, I have my, can of strawberry Canada.
Yeah, so we are planning on seeing Goose there, Chris.
Yeah.
So
If we go.
K Miles 79 says we had the Pershing SU-100 out this past weekend. For those of you who don't know, K Miles 79 is one of the lovely staff members over at the American Heritage Museum in Massachusetts. And I did hear that, K Miles. I also heard that somebody drove the SU-100. Well, not their fault, but that somebody put an SU-100 into the wall.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
that true? There was a clutch failure or something?
C-A-N-A.
Yeah, Chieftain was talking about it.
D-A. Canada. Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
I didn't know that, actually, Cryptic.
That's really awesome. I thought you were just making fun of the way that we said Canada.
Just the, yeah, I thought you were
really
making
cool.
fun of me. That's
like
exactly what I thought it was, too.
Will we ever get new maps? Blue Nose, have you seen the unfortunately currently being fixed recon mode? Because that is going to be testing some in-development maps. Essentially, players will be able to give input on maps that are being tested, and because of that, you will be able to essentially be like, hey, this spot is really good, or hey, this spot has like no way of responding. So just make sure you
So,
give a
speaking of that,
lot of feedback.
recon mode's still in flux. It's looking like it might get pushed back to 1.14. That's not decided. It's just they're still working on on fixing it and getting it running properly.
Yeah.
But I am excited about that too. For those of you who don't know, we have actually more than 10 maps on Super Test right now. So really excited to be able to live test some of those with players. Miles says the Pershing is a pretty sweet drive. I bet it is, right? There has to be some creature comfort advancements going into the late war tanks, hopefully, right? Or maybe not, because the Pershing was like a during war development, right?
Cab, there are like 2 tanks behind you, my guy.
Yeah, but there's also an E25 in front of me.
Okay, E25 can wait. You need
no,
to...
it can't. E25 must die first.
Oh, that would be super cool, Monty. That would be awesome. Sherman engine, but Hellcat transmission. Ooh. Is that like a good thing? Is
I'm
that
assuming the
like
Helicopter transmission is better.
yeah. Big maps open, no arty would be best, have some fun. Automatic. Ooh, what? Wait, the Hellcat
What? I didn't know
transmission
that.
is an automatic? What?
I didn't know
You're
that. That's
saying
cool.
well, you know, I know how to drive manual, but I didn't know they made automatic tanks like or like older tanks. I assumed
Uh,
some of the newer tanks might be automatic, but I didn't know.
Mr. Beetleblum said Aquino should be a go. Here in Ontario are excited because it looks like we're about to enter the next stage. Yeah, so that's what we've been tracking, Mr. Beetleblum, was
Yeah.
were the indicators for Ontario to advance to phase 3, I think they're calling it, right? And
Something
then
like
if everything was looking like phase 3 was on track to be hit, then we were good to go, and it is looking that way. So so Michael on Facebook said that the last update wrecked the game. Hey Michael, feel free to let us know specifically what you're upset about. Oh, I just sent it 44. And then Dr. Derp said, did I miss the discussion about the lack of chieftain as a CW reward and the reasoning behind it? So I don't actually have the reasoning, Dr. Derp. Right now I'm just passing that stuff on to the clan team. And then we're hoping to get an answer back from them on what their plans are for that vehicle. But I don't have anything for you right now on it.
Shawnee Oat says, shout out to whoever pointed out the T-3485 in the tech tree for the Kursk special offer article. Way to prevent confusion. Yeah, there was a whole discussion, I think, yesterday morning with the entire team about the potential for that confusion. So I believe you might be able, I don't remember who pointed it out. It might have been Iron Ladybug, but he...
It usually is.
yeah, he is one of our content managers, and
Oh, but
he.
we shouldn't say that though, because he likes to pretend that he's a normal
Oh,
chatter in the
oh,
Twitch
okay.
chat.
Well, oh, oops.
We don't know who Iron Ladybug is. This is secret.
He only comes in every now and again, but
Find
also
this
he only
E25. This
he only
E25
like
is ruining.
he
There
only
he
ever
is. Dude,
asks like one question, then he leaves. I always appreciate seeing him in
shoot
chat.
the E25.
Stealth ladybug now.
Why?
Uh,
I tried to tell you the
he's
E25 was the most important thing.
Shh. See, he can always change his username in Twitch. It's free to it's free to do. He can change his username.
Cryptic says the border's the biggest hurdle. I assume should be fine and qualified. So my understanding is that in phase 3 we'd be fine to come for the event. Yeah.
Yeah. You can change it, but
Commander
has to stick it. Oh goodness! Alrighty.
By the way, I would just like to say that I'm pretty sure that that game I bounced an APCR round off the back of an M44.
Oof.
Which I have to be honest, it's a novel experience for me. I don't think it's happened to me before.
Yeah.
I didn't intend to shoot APCR at it. It's just what I had loaded at the time.
Oh, tragic. You will have made it an autoloader automatic drive tank. All you have to do is steer, right? Oh, that'd be so awesome. Welcome to World of Tanks. You know, it's always really interesting seeing...
There are auto bounce angles.
Yeah, there are auto bounce angles.
Yeah.
But I think the really interesting thing about World of Tanks is you do get those odd bounces because the mechanics and like the what's it called? The formulas are so like very specific that there are these like sometimes odd areas of tanks that become like that are auto bounce angles, and a lot of things like you wouldn't assume they are, but
Disappearing shots that's classic. It's
yeah.
almost always pocket loss. We know that. Cryptic said federal control the border, provinces control provincial. Yeah, good point.
There's also, and we've talked about it a couple times during the stream today, but some people are having that one bug again, and yes, it's again, where when they fire, their shots don't show, and they instead blow up at the end of the barrel. So a lot of people are experiencing that. If you're experiencing it, submit your Python logs to the World of Tanks support staff. They should hopefully be able to nail down what exactly is the issue. It was an issue that cropped up a couple patches ago, but was eventually resolved, and I think with 1.13 it actually popped up again. So,
Um,
uh,
Cranky Monkey said all you need is Vax, and then you can gain entry to the land of 140. Are you guys up to 140 running vehicles? Really? Wow.
that's a lot.
No issue on that. Ken says it's hard to find people that know how to drive a manual transmission on anything, so the U.S. military started going to automatic. I mean, I drive a manual, but
Isn't there
that's just
one where
because I like to feel special.
Isn't there one where they blow up randomly in the sky? Honestly, I don't know. There could be. Shorzy said Python logs sounds like snake poop. I already laughed.
Hard to argue with that, yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. Although I will say, if you actually own a snake, you'll probably note that it's actually not a log.
It's unpleasant.
Yeah, reptiles are really gross when they poop.
I mean, if you think about what they eat, it makes sense.
I guess.
Botlamash said, sure you can get autobound singles, but I had an 88. The M44 is 13 millimeters of armor. There's no way that shot should pen. So usually what's happening in an autobound single is the shot is coming in slightly high or slightly to the side, and it's actually just skimming the outside of the tank, and then it reflects off. So in that case, what probably happened is it hit, it skimmed past, and wouldn't have caused significant damage to the primary hull of the vehicle.
Everyone is suddenly pointing out the fact that I am a dinosaur, and I was talking about reptile poop. Yes, I very much do know reptile
Are we
poop.
sure? Are we sure that dinosaurs were reptiles? Question mark.
You know,
I'm
reptiles are very
might be wrong
close
about that.
relatives of avians, so
but I thought that the dominant theory now was bird relatives.
they are, but you know, I think it's kind of at the very least safe enough to say, like, we do already know that reptiles and avians are very closely related, and so, you know, they're cousins. And, you know, in both cases, the areas in which both of those genuses? I think it's genuses. Both of those
closely
genuses
related are they?
Enough so that they both see, I know it's a biological term, but honestly, when you talk about, like, I feel cloaca. It's a horrible word. It's biological, and it just sounds gross already.
How did we get from where we were to cloaca?
Because we're talking about poop. And both reptiles and avians have cloacas. That's how they go and they do their business.
I liked Houtman's take. Houtman Bubba says, so do dinosaurs barb off the bones like owls? Did you guys do that when you were younger for science class? Dissect the owl pellet? It was a lot of fun.
I dissected cow eyes.
Oh, I didn't do cow eyes. I did owl pellet. Oh, our left just absolutely.
I did fetal. What a strange conversation.
Yeah, welcome to the World of Tanks official stream.
Welcome to the World of Tanks official biology stream.
Yeah, hope you're having. Somebody said coprolite. See, I know coprolite is fossilized poop, right? I know that.
Yeah. But yeah, I dissected cows' eyes and fetal pigs.
Mr. Gon says, "Well, it would be hard to pass an egg without a cloaca." Well, I've never tried. I've personally never tried.
Yeah, Nat Geo crossover stream. Yeah.
So I can't speak as to the relative difficulty.
Where is this church?
I know this plan.
Hey, Grill. What's up, Grill?
I might have.
Also,
Erotic says there's a funny video of an Ichi round bouncing off a Lotta car if anyone's bored. I have seen that.
Avians can't fart. So
Redeem says, surprised you're still on with all the misinformation. What you talking about? Redeem?
What? Eh?
Perklin says my wife ordered owl pellets online from Amazon for homeschooling science during COVID. Oh, fun!
Fun.
That had to be a fun conversation before online shopping, right? You just roll down to your
Can
local
we
science
talk
supply
about?
store and be like, "Do you guys have any owl vomit cubes?"
Well, I think there are other reasons that you can use them. They're useful for many different things, not just
Owl?
yeah. You'd be surprised what people can do with random things on the internet and what
I
things you
mean,
can buy on the internet.
I just can't imagine what use they have other than like dissecting to find all the rat bones and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. They came individually wrapped in tinfoil. Interesting.
Oh, that's fun.
Poopcenters.com is a website that exists.
I thought that website was fake.
Casual, you are a VIP in the stream, so you actually can send links, but I would prefer you could refrain from sending that one in particular, but you can say Poop Senders is a website. You don't have to send the actual link, but you can say, I don't want to link it just in case. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ethan
But
says
for
that
future
depends on what you're looking
reference.
for. If
For
you have
future
coin,
reference,
Khajiit
you
has
can.
wares. True, Khajiit does have wares.
Very concerning, but, you know, understandable.
I'm just taking HE pot shots where
Feeding
I think
it to something.
already
I don't
maybe.
think you can send or feed the pellets to anything because pellets are basically, you know, they lack all of the nutrients because the owl has taken all of the nutrients. So you'd be hard pressed to find anything that would do
Well, it's all yeah,
well
it's just fur
feeding.
and bones, right? That's all that's left. I
Oh
didn't
no.
definitely need to wipe my browser cache after this stream.
Dissection in school, gross anatomy course boys. Like making tea? What? Oh, I guess we can talk about astrophysics now. There's some
or
interesting
we could talk
things about.
about tanks.
Or we could talk about tanks, you know, wherever wherever chat takes us, apparently. We could do the tic-tac-toe thing! Boops. You know, I appreciate you, but I hate that
There we go.
sentence.
Philip has this covered. Last patch makes playing Artie pointless instead of constantly frustrating Artie players to the point they'll stop playing. Just eliminated. The last patch screwed up. It's ridiculous. You leave wheelies in the game, and then some other upsetness.
Yes.
I understand where you're coming from, Philip. I understand why you're upset. For me personally, I find Artie, and I'm going to take heat for this. Even though I know Artie is not as doing as much damage as it used to, I still enjoy playing it more. I feel like you have more choices to make. I do
like
think maybe some balance fine tuning could be done from this point, but to me, the class is much more compelling to actually want to play versus what it was before.
Don't use that cutesy tone with me, boops. But no, I feel so. While I agree with like most of your statement, Cabmech, I think that more people need to, like, I get it. I think more people do maybe need to try try the AP route because like when you do get a pen and when you do hit,
It's very
oh
feast
my
or famine.
gosh,
Yeah.
it is insane. Like the if you played artillery a while back, you would oh, GG. Oh hey, Dark Leviathan.
So Marcus Marcarius said increase aim and loading would help balance it. And then Wad Prime said different shells is great. The damage and lack of impact to matches them. I do understand. I think I understand.
Oh, I was gonna say
A
I
pretty
think
radical change. Further balancing tuning is probably necessary.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think that Artie actually maybe needs to be a little bit more accurate because like I played it because I don't just say things, I try things before I, you know, really just start going off about something. But I was playing it and like I will fully agree that artillery is an easier class to play. I don't think it's a completely skillless class, and there are many reasons which I won't get into. But basically, artillery doesn't use the same skills as standard tanks because standard tanks you do need to know where you can shoot through, and you do have to have exact line of sight to be able to fire at someone. Artillery you don't. That's it's a completely different skill set. But I will say, when I was playing artillery, it was really difficult. It was really difficult for me to do things. And I say things because basically many, many different things, like actually damaging people and, guesstimating where the enemy is going to be. I was lost. I was absolutely lost, and I felt like a terrible artillery player because I didn't know what was going on in the battle, where I could be. I didn't know where I should be looking at. It is real difficult. It was real difficult for me. I absolutely think that it is much more difficult to play artillery. I don't think it's completely skillless. Like, I have played
Well,
artillery
it's
in the
definitely
past,
not
and I
now.
like it. Yeah, it's
You know?
definitely not now. Yeah,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
Power says, if Artie's been supposedly put in a good place when we get to see Japanese and Chinese SPG text tree line, I'll let you know if we have anything to share.
Ooh,
Haven't heard anything yet. Looks like we're going to tier 9. Bondland busting out the T30.
I
So
will as
erotic
well.
jellyfish asked a question. Great name. Really
Yeah.
happy I got to read.
Wait,
Says
is
I'm a
this
bit
the first
annoyed
time
that when
reading
you
this?
change crew skills and how they work, I have to pay gold to reset them to change them. Yeah, I you're not the only person. The current crew system, and one of the reasons that we're looking at updating it is, I would say is a bit archaic, and a bit convoluted. And people who don't find it archaic and convoluted are people who have been used to it for so long that they don't realize how unintuitive it was to learn in the first place. Because there's all sorts of weird things that you end up doing, like you train a one of the basic skills to 100, and then you reset the crew and take on a full skill, and then start learning the basic skill again. It's stuff like super crews. It's a lot. So I 100% understand where you're coming from. We are currently working on a new a complete revision of the crew system called Crew 2.0. We'll have some news on that in the near future. The devs are working on that at the moment. And then there was one more comment I wanted to read
Is
from a
the
bit up further.
121B worth the bonds? Yeah.
It's
Uh,
it's it's decent. I mean, it
it's
depends on what you
decent.
mean by worth the bonds. Is it gonna like
Yeah.
is your Clan Wars color gonna
I was
ask for
gonna
it? Probably not.
say,
No.
like, when it comes to specific tanks, I always like make sure, like, I always ask the person, like, hey, does the playstyle suit you? Because there are a lot of tanks that are pretty good if you like the playstyle,
Yeah.
but if you don't, you're just gonna get wrecked. So
Watchman, remember, got a baboon in the chat. How's it going?
let's see.
Uh,
Edward Waldron says, I agree with Tragic. Already takes skill to use. Yes. It takes different skills. And I got a lot of response the last time I said that. But like I said, Artie takes a different set of skills. It's not entirely the same set of skills that other tanks have, but Oh no! Supernova's on the other team. We're wrecked.
oh, oh.
I'm scared now.
A lot of times said Crew 2.0 is a great framework, but some values definitely need a second or third path. Tanks clearly weren't designed with the ceilings the Crew 2.0 allows for. Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. I honestly haven't seen what the next iteration looks like, but hopefully we see some good improvements.
Agree to disagree, Sin. Agree to disagree.
What did Sin say?
Artie is 0 skill.
Oh, no, that's nothing is 0 skill. It might be
Yeah.
lower ceiling and higher floor.
Yeah.
So Ogre said, just make sure when they do the crew skill change, you don't lose all the effort and resources that were put in the current crews. That's definitely something we're really trying to emphasize to devs, is that players, including us, who have been playing the game for a long time really put a lot of value in that. The first iteration, and I'm not sure if this has changed as of this moment, basically made it so that you had anything over 5 skills ultimately was wasted. Now, some people have crews with more than 5 skills. However, of the total amount of crews in the game, there's a very tiny percentage of them are over 5 skills. So we'll see where we end up. But that was one of the major things that was part of our feedback on the previous Crew 2.0 iteration. Ogre says I have many 7 skills. Yeah, so Ogre, you're in the elite cadre that would be seriously affected by that.
Wow. Jeez.
Sin Power says he has a 9 trait crew. Woo! Wow.
That's insane.
That is amazing.
Oh.
Zulopia says the issue is that 0 skill crews were counted as -1 skill.
Oh yeah. That's one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we got from players, and one of the biggest pieces of feedback that, like, I personally wrote down specifically because, oh no! I missed the Manicore. But yeah, it's one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we got, and
dude, I am
absolutely understandable.
Wrecked. We are gonna get rolled here.
Yeah, I'm scared. Help me! Ah! What?
Rip. I didn't realize that was a 268 V4 and shot way too early.
Ah, that's the Manicore. Wait. Okay, how is he not shooting? Ah!
Hey, Starfleet, how's it going?
Whole team here now. No.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we went the wrong way.
Hi, Nova.
Oh, was that
like,
November
whoa,
268?
why didn't the hey, drafts. Oh, that's not nice.
We have a guy.
That wasn't very nice from the Foch.
We have a guy whose name is I Hate Noobs.
Yeah.
And he's ranting about noobs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ethan, believe it or not, the more you use crews, the faster they level up. Yeah. Didn't miss out on anything. Yeah, Wad, I absolutely understand what you mean, but I think the biggest thing is there wasn't necessarily a direct translation between the crew skill and the number of points that they got. Like, with 0 skill crews, you got a whole entire crew skill, but with instructors you only got a maximum of, I think it was like 2 points, which doesn't really max out a skill, and I don't think it actually even gave enough percentage to be comparable. So while they did become instructors, but the translation of how much effect it gave you, I think, was really disappointing and unsatisfactory for most players. So yes, they did become instructors, and yes, you didn't miss out on anything. It's just that it wasn't a satisfying transition for
depends
a lot
on
of
how you
people.
define it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's a big piece of feedback that I got from a lot of people. So, just
for sure, and that is 100% something that we're taking very, very seriously and passing on to the devs as well. And most of the devs have been playing the game for a very long time themselves and have crews that they're just as attached to. So I think that is something we understand. Edward said, my problem was I worked with Artie in the Marine Corps. It takes a lot more accurate and reload time is much faster. I know. Yeah. I mean, if we had, accurate Artie, this probably wouldn't be, well, I've given my opinion on this subject before on this stream, but for me, realistic tank battles would not be a fun game. I don't, and I think that there are games who have given very realistic tank battles. Steel Beast comes to mind, and if you're into that, that's really cool. But a lot of it is like driving around for an hour and then getting shot, either shooting someone who never saw you or getting shot by somebody that you never saw.
Yeah.
And if that's how you want to spend your evening, more power to you. Personally, I will take the arcade option most
Yeah.
times.
I was gonna say World of Tanks with, and some people, this is taking like, the phrase that RNG kind of sucks and whatnot. Yes, you pick the tier. But I think,
It still does
yeah,
occasionally play Still Beast,
I
but even
think,
even someone as patient and obsessed with tanks as Nick
uh, I,
uh,
I was gonna
ends up
say,
coming back to.
I think one of the biggest things is people don't consider that if there was like, I kind of agree that plus 25 minus 25 is kind of frustrating, but I think like, and this is just taking the less RNG to like an extreme. Uh but if there was zero RNG, World of Tanks would become a red line to red line, whoever gets spotted first dies immediately, because you can literally just zone in on any weak point and just kill the tank immediately. And I don't think that would be a great game to play, if I'll
Hey,
be
Strike, how's
completely
it going?
honest. All right, tier
Uh,
9 counted, by the way.
Ellen says, "How about just reducing the neon bright outline?" Oh, for like seeing tanks behind cover when you have them highlighted.
Have you
Perk
pressed the V button before?
Kirkland also says, also the inconvenient burnt and rest in pieces parts. Yeah, I think there's one more comment. Oh, Strike, how's it going, Strike? Good to see you.
Glad everybody is picking up their weekly watcher week 2.
Yeah,
Uh,
looking forward to seeing you again, Cranky.
Howard says, with Battle Pass, will they add any new tanks, or will the tanks available now be the only ones? Didn't want to spend my tokens if I might miss something. I actually don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, Edward, I understand where you're coming from, and like I think a lot of the already players in chat who are upset with the update. Again, my personal opinion, now that are seeing some of the results, and the thing that I'm seeing is like the mark of excellence stuff come down really dramatically. That's the indicator I'm tracking. Um, from what I've seen, I would support a retune of the numbers here to bring Artie a little back up into line.
Yeah. Like I
So
said, I think
we'll see what happens with that. But for me, that's what the data is showing right now.
T95? Why the T95 specifically? Is there something that I missed about the T95? Wheeled Artie, please. Get out of here, Pierogi. Get out of here.
Artie hits harder with 2 shell. I wonder that too. I've been trying to use the number 2 shell more, which is the more damage no stun. I've had a couple of great moments with it, but it's also sometimes like if your shot goes a bit wide, you end up doing nothing. I don't know.
Uh,
I have to play more. I play more.
Hi Man said, if I give you a dino nugget, can I get a high five? I feel like that would be some strange, like, twisted, cannibalism. Because not
Need.
only, oh, but hydrate, by the way.
I just did it. Bad Dog said need more XP for stun. So
Oh,
more assistance XP for when you do get a stun that matters off.
sorry, you meant the chieftain. You said you meant the chieftain, not the T95. T9,
Uh,
right? T95?
Uncle Ira.
The,
Oh, the T95 slash chieftain. So the chieftain slash
yeah.
T95. Yeah, who
No,
could get those confused?
I meant the no, I meant the
Doom turtle.
heckin' the super heavy, the
The Doom turtle.
TD. Yeah, the Doom Turtle.
Yeah, they all have T95 in the name because
Yeah.
America's
I
so
got
original.
so confused because they
Now it's the
said,
Zoom turtle. Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Someone called the TS5 the Doom Turtle, and now I'm like, it makes me feel old. Like, not old, but it makes me feel kind of confused, because I'm just like, there was a time in which there was only one Doom Turtle.
Okay, so a couple things. Uncle Ira said, "Sorry, I'm late. I was watching a movie and lost track of time. Hope the
Hey.
movie was a good one." And speaking of that, if you guys are interested in movies, Stick around till 7 p.m. Central when we'll have our July episode of the Chieftain Armored Vehicle Society on this very Twitch channel, twitch.tv/World of Tanks. You will need Amazon Prime Video subscription to watch the watch party, but we are going to be watching Saints and Soldiers: The Void. Nicholas the Chieftain Moran is going to be getting on and hanging out and watch the movie and offer his commentary and answering questions throughout. So it should be a good time. Just be an hour break between our stream and then Cavs starting up. So looking forward to that.
Yep.
Thanks, Shorzy. I do my best to do smooth segues. It's the only way Tragic will tolerate me after I don't use the camera that she told me to use 6 months ago.
Yeah, and that I've literally been... So, like, so many months ago, we got, like, new cameras. And obviously I asked everybody to swap over to them. For the last, like, how many ever months that Cabmec has had, or has, like, moved his setup, he was using the old camera, and I was so frustrated because I was like, why can't I get the lighting right on your camera? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
That's not just the camera. The lighting has also changed several times.
Yeah, but the point still stands.
I can't believe you've done this.
I know, I can't believe he did that too. I was so frustrated. I was like, I just can't do it. I don't understand.
It wasn't intentionally trying to be mean to Tragic. What actually happened is the area behind my computer monitor is such a ridiculous snake nest of cords that the very idea of messing with it just makes me kind of leave the room and focus on something else for a while.
Someone should literally just make a single... You know, as soon as I leave, that 50 TP pops out again where I can shoot him.
Yeah, Ruthless. Sorry. Finish, I'm totally interrupting you. Finish it.
No, you're all good. All I was gonna say is, like, what was I gonna say? See, now I forgot. It's fine. You go.
So yeah, we are looking at getting back in the office here. So I'm gonna be out for a few weeks. I'm taking some time off to visit family, and then I think when I get back, I'm gonna start popping into the office for these Tuesday streams.
Yeah. I mean,
and then maybe we probably won't move all the streams back to the office, but we're gonna start, I think.
See, I think the big thing is, like, we have to make sure, like, with being in the office, I think only one person can be in an enclosed room without a mask still.
So I think that has changed, but I have to speak with our office manager.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Ira, we're doing good, I think. I'm doing good. I'm getting some new tires on my truck today, so excited about that.
You still have that truck?
No, this is
this
is
the
truck? Toyota.
Ah.
This is the one I'm taking on the trip, which is why it's getting the love right now.
Okay, that's fair.
I do still have my old F-150, but I'm probably going to be getting that. I'm probably going to be selling that soon.
The one that one cable that... Oh, I was gonna say, someone should... This was what you... The thing is, my thought was completely unrelated to World of Tanks, kind of. Someone should just make a service that just, like, comes in and cleans up all of the cables in your PC. I
usually do. Usually, like, twice a year, what I'll do is I take everything off my desk, I unplug absolutely everything, I clean everything, I data vac out my computer case, and then I reassemble everything. And then 3 weeks later, it's back to the same tangle it was before. And Ogre, I'm putting on Falcon Wild Peaks, the all-terrains, not the mud terrain. So kind of cool.
Okay, so up next we have Haven Stay. 61, and they have an invite out. Geek Squad? I wouldn't trust Geek Squad with my computer.
I will post pictures on my Twitter, twitter.com/cabmec.
Interesting.
I also
Brooklyn.
post pictures of ducks there, if you're into ducks.
Let's see. Noisy Tires Cabbage.
Well, I've heard a lot of opinions on that. Most of the people I've read say they're pretty quiet for as far as all terrains are concerned. But all terrains are louder than normal.
Did you answer Lawrence Fausold? Lawrence said, "Are there any plans to adjust the parameters of SPG campaign missions?" Yes, that was one of the first articles that we put out before we started making like huge changes to like HE and artillery. So yes,
So that discussion is going on right now about what exactly that looks like.
yeah.
6-year kid says gameplay terrible. I'm doing a third of the damage in the M44 before the patch. In regular tanks, my shots
Huh.
bounce. Well, nothing changed as far as regular tanks aside from the HE. The
Yeah.
enemy tank always pens using 100% APCR, and the store is unavailable. In the client store, that just converted me to 100% replay game.
Sorry.
So, nothing was affected in terms of normal tank bounce rates.
Oh my god, ogre.
It is,
That is
it is possible.
overkill.
That is a monster rig. That's
That is
awesome.
overkill.
Congrats on getting a 3080, man. That's
Seriously.
here we go. I got
Store
a
never
257
opens.
right.
Have you cleared your cache? Cause especially if it's the in-game store.
Is it the in-game? I was just able to pull it up.
Yeah.
So
Clear
yeah,
cache.
might be a WG check. Clear cache WG check thing. We might need to submit a support ticket.
Yeah.
So they can if you haven't run a check tool yet already, maybe that would find an issue.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Party
Didn't
tracer
find
rounds are so
anything.
unrealistic. Yeah, so the reason for the trace around is and I don't want to talk about game design because people have very strong opinions about game design, but there's a game design principle that says if you have a mechanic that affects a player in a negative way, you need to offer some sort of counterplay for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have an unsatisfying loop.
Yeah.
And I think that the reasoning behind the trace arounds is it gives people an opportunity to better behave in a way that allows them to counter what the RD player is trying to do. It makes it easier to counter battery because you can see where they are, so you force the RD to potentially have to move. And it also, if you're a heavy tank, it can give you an idea of what direction you need to cover yourself from, which kind of already existed, but is emphasized more with the new tracer.
What's up with all this realistic talks? Just play Gran
Gran Turismo.
Turismo.
Is there a new Gran Turismo coming out?
Is there? I don't know.
It does make sense. There's a new PlayStation, right? They
Watch
only
out
make
for
one per
profanity.
PlayStation, so it's time.
I've got a few blind kills so far just shooting at tracers. Scooty a tank.
I was
That's
spamming.
awesome.
I was spamming HE rounds from my M4 at tracers earlier, but I didn't get any of them. I haven't quite picked up on how they work yet, because while they are really prevalent, they don't. From my understanding, like the tracer doesn't start right out of the barrel, right? There's like there's a lag.
Yeah. Wait.
So there's a little bit of ambiguity about where the vehicle is.
Wait, what did you say?
I said that the tracer doesn't start right from the barrel of the vehicle. There's a bit of a lag, so there's a little bit of
Yes.
ambiguity about where the vehicle is.
Yes. It starts, I think it's like 10 or 15 or something.
10
Yeah,
meters.
10 meters lag. And I think the biggest thing is the tracer comes out of the end of the barrel. So it doesn't start where the like gun meets the mantlet. It comes out the end. So, you know, make sure you're firing 10 to 15 meters in front of where you assume the artillery's barrel ends, not,
Oh,
you know.
EBR behind me. He didn't realize I was
Yeah.
here. We were very surprised to see each other.
Ooh, nice.
Jay said they made RD easier to find. They should give them more HP to give them more survivability. Yeah, we just got the EBR down early. That's a good
Yeah,
pickup.
it is.
I think you might have some there, Jay. I think
Yeah.
that seems reasonable.
I mean, I was saying I think that maybe a little bit of
Watch out for
accuracy
profanity.
would be kind of nice for the artillery pieces, especially since they have AP rounds back. And oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. I didn't finish my thought about it though. Artillery used to have AP shells, and then we removed it to kind of look more into making artillery as more of a support class, and that is what kind of spurred the idea of having you know, what's it called, stun. And then people thought that was a good idea until it was implemented, and then it was implemented and people hated it. Because I think one of the biggest things, and you know, I've talked about it on stream a few times, one of the annoying things about artillery is not being able to retaliate. So and stun is just more frustrating because, you know.
Edward said real life counter battery is a real problem. Tracers make up for the lack of counter battery detection equipment. Now would be hell for Artie to allow Artie platoons. Yeah, that would get interesting, and like you said, Edward, it offers some counterplay. It also, you know, incentivizes RD to shoot and move, which I think is in practice is a good thing.
Yeah.
Larry says I'm already knowledgeable about the SPG. I can own any battle. Ooh, all right, we got a confident RD player here. I like it. Apraxin says an RD shell with a high trajectory like the FV304 would be great, allowing more angles on city maps. Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Anybody who's played RD has had the oh, I'm on Himmelsdorf. This is going to be a game moment.
I think
there was another thing I wanted to respond to. Oh, so Sparky said, yeah, we can have EBR. Yeah, I personally agree with that. I'm not sure about the platoon thing necessarily, but I personally at least support matching EBRs between teams. I think that is just like we do with RD. I think that at the very least that would be a very good idea. My personal take.
I just realized something. For some reason, the past like few streams that I've had, my brain just thinks EBRs plural with the S at the end just sounds wrong. And it's not because it's wrong, because it's not wrong. It's because I'm afraid of the letter S and people using it because of frontline. Like, I'm literally scared of people adding the S at the end of anything because I'm like, it's frontline, not frontlines.
So Apraxin said, why not just nerf the EBR? I think that's, you know, still reasonably on the table too. Some people have picked up on this, but HE, if you can hit an EBR with HE now, which admittedly for a lot of tanks is very difficult, you will be rewarded.
True. Ah!
No,
it doesn't.
Doesn't have the same thing. Exo says, I think the game is more enjoyable now than it's ever been. So does everyone I know. So thank you. Best patch since I've started playing. Hey, Exo, appreciate the support. While I do agree with a lot of the people with complaints and where they're coming from, I also think that this patch has improved the game. And that's why I would like to see, you know, I think maybe some tuning adjustments might be necessary, but overall I'm very happy with the changes. Sparky said, why not Chieftain for Clan Wars Award? Sparky, I have not gotten an answer from the clan team yet. So for right now, we're passing that feedback on. I do know a lot of people are upset about that. I don't have a proper answer for you yet, but maybe in the near future.
Enemy armor destroyed.
Recon mode. So the article did go out, essentially. Matchmaker was being weird. It was putting preferential tanks in with tier 10s.
And then apparently, when they dug into that, they found some other issues. So, recon mode on hiatus. I should say it never came out. Recon mode delayed. We don't have an announcement on when it's going to be available, but that is something that they're working on every day.
I feel like we're constantly scaring people with the term hiatus.
Is the term hiatus scary?
Well, because, you know, Tank Rewards is on hiatus.
It is.
there's a couple of other things that are on hiatus. But like they're not gone. Like we personally we know that things are happening.
Yeah,
But
we just can't share. Oh, I did not
I
expect him to turn that corner.
Wad, you know, we always do try to be like, you know, if something is canceled, we will let you know as soon as we can. But there are things happening to the things that we've talked about that are on hiatus. We know that there's stuff going on. Absolutely. So.
Okay, got a lot of stuff to unpack here. Let me go through a few of
Ooh, hydrate.
them. So Jeremy on YouTube says this game cheats its players so badly. How do you think that we cheat our players, Jeremy? I'd be happy to address any concerns you have. Sparky said, "How do you two like the changes to the West on Minsk?" I won't. So that was my second match on the new Minsk, and I have enjoyed both matches a lot more. I've been playing the tunnel in the middle, so I'm not sure about the west side. What do you have a thought, Tragic?
Oh, I was just gonna comment and say this is also the second time that I've played on Minsk, and this is the second time, and this is a second type of tank. First time I played was in hiccups, was in the Batchat 25 TAP. Had a really great game. Lost, but it was a great game. I had a really solid time messing around in the like what used to be like the river area, and kind of like the not like the raised center bit, but there's, you know, more area to play in with the center of the map. So
Yeah,
I like it.
Seattle. That's been my experience too. I played the center both games, and I did well, I think. Larry said, "When are you coming out of the first person shooter?" Never say never, Larry.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, World of Tanks can play World of Tanks in first person.
You
Pigsy
can.
Flies says, for roughly a decade, the devs have ETL'd our accounts to common test iterations multiple times a year. When are server transfers going to happen? Good question, Pig, and I totally understand the point you're making. So the way that rosters are transferred to test servers, it's basically a snapshot of the roster of each server that gets uploaded.
Yeah.
The issue, to my understanding, with the transfers as we had previously done them with the Apex server, is it's the match from what was on the old server going to the new server and then getting deleted from the old server was just taking long enough individually that they didn't want to keep doing it that way. It has been 3 or 4 years since those transfers. I still haven't heard anything on updates for new transfers. It's feedback that we send regularly. And if we ever have any updates, be happy to let you know.
And I will say, someone will probably eventually bring it up. Someone said, "Oh, Warships did it." You'll probably notice that Warships has not done it since, and also,
They did it once and learned the same lesson.
basically, yeah, it was the same thing. Just, oh, let's try it, and then essentially completely manual process. So.
Saint Tonin, this was addressed in the actual patch notes that they were going to wait and see what things were looking like after the patch before changing the missions. So that conversation is happening right now. Pixie Fly says thus fees for service. I totally understand. People pay for server transfers from World of Warcraft. Why not? And World of Tanks. It's not something I'm equipped to answer. I think you're making a valid point. Can't. I have been told there are reasons why it's not as simple as just charging people for, setting up that service. My understanding is that we would like to set up that service, but the way it's done is still largely automated for the companies that offer that, and we don't have a way at this time to automate it. So we could offer a paid service, but then we would still have to have a team manually dedicated to doing that. Which you might ask, why not do that? I don't know. I don't have the full cost benefit analysis of why we might or might not doing that. So I think you're making
Jeremy,
valid points. It is what it is.
Jeremy, do you play on PC or console? Because we don't have MVP in World of Tanks. Um,
PC.
Yeah, we don't have MVP of a match. Oh no, why do we keep getting our CCs in games?
Who do we have now?
We have Nick on the other team in the
Oh,
Mana Core.
yep. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and why not just any CCs too, but like Supernova and then Nick Shock's back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brutal. That's
Watch,
brutal,
next
man.
we're gonna get 13 Disciple. I'm
Those
not a
guys are
PC
those
modder.
guys are serious carriers.
Jeremy, if you play on console, this is not the page you're looking for. We only do PC here. Like, if you're looking for the console stuff, or if you're looking to talk to the people that either do community or development for console, this is the wrong page. I'm sorry.
13 is still on vacation till tomorrow. Oh, I didn't know he went on vacation.
Okay. I am in Cracked, Epic. I am.
Where did
But,
he?
I'm
go?
bad.
Just as working as intended. Yeah. That's the name of the show. We're in on the joke.
I die to PC modders a lot. What do you mean? Console and PC don't play together.
I'm thinking maybe this isn't a productive line of conversation.
Yeah, well, I just kind of want to figure out what's going on here. You
Oh,
know?
did he go to the Dells, Shorzy? I just assumed the Dells when he said he went to Wisconsin. I did tell Uncle Iroh that if I left...
It's not cross-platform, Jeremy. I guarantee that. I promise you.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was, but no, it's actually different on every platform.
Yeah.
So it is cross-platform on console between PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
It is cross-platform for consoles.
Let's not shut it down. Shut what down? I'm so confused, Jeremy. PC and console don't play together. Consoles, PS4 and Xbox, they play. Okay, Jeremy. All right. I was genuinely trying to help, but I wanted to help. I'm trying
Did
to
their team
understand.
lose a bet? Oh, come on, guys. Wisconsin's nice.
I've never been to Wisconsin. I forget that it's a state sometimes.
Honestly, it's a nice place. I like
They're
like
known
most
for
places,
cheese,
I guess.
right?
Yeah.
How many states are known for cheese?
Wisconsin, Minnesota, California.
California is known for cheese?
I think Washington. Yeah, California is the largest dairy producing state.
Okay,
Happy cows
but are
come from
we
California.
known?
You know
Oh,
Monterey
we're known
Jack.
for, like,
Where do you think the Monterey Jack is from? Yeah,
we're
Oregon.
known for milk, not
Tillamook.
cheese.
It's all the.
My
What do you think cheese is made from?
Enemy armor is damaged.
Where do you think the
They grow on
Monterey
cheese.
Jack comes from?
They grow on trees.
Happy Cows commercials were filmed in New Zealand, by the way. Were they really? That's the most California thing I've ever heard. Yeah, that's because if you've ever been to Coalingua, it's you wouldn't want to be there. If you ever drive I-5 from the Bay Area down to LA, you have to drive past Coalingua, and you smell it 15 miles before you get there.
I have a Progetto behind me. Why am I so alone over here?
And you smell it for 15 miles after you've had it.
Why is there a Progetto uncontested behind me?
But there are a lot of states known for cheese, I think was the point.
Yeah, I guess. I don't...
I mean, think about it. Like,
what does it
most
tell
people
you
in America for a long
from...
time were farmers.
What does it tell you if you were from a state that is known for cheese, but there are multiple states known for cheese? Like,
Just that Americans in general like cheese.
We like cheese, but like... Excuse me?
I'm having a very bad game.
Great shot.
Are you? I'm having an okay one.
Yeah, I'm getting stuck in this little corner.
Jeremy, I'm sorry, I can't really help you anymore, bud. Console and PC have two different development teams. They're two
Yeah, I think we probably
different...
just move on.
They're
from that guy.
basically two different games, my guy. So I'm
Pixie
sorry.
says, I drove by the Harris Ranch cattle processing lot a few years ago. It's the smell you actually taste. Yeah. Seattle Ford says Wisconsin is known for mass quantities of orange cheese. Oh, there's plenty of really good cheese that comes out of Wisconsin. It's not all mass produced.
There is a
my...
Prosciutto that's just
I feel bad. I
there
totally
still.
been that bad.
He's over there now. Or rather, like, further back. He's somewhere
Okay.
back there. It's fine. And just to be completely transparent, I did hide Jeremy from the channel because I can't really help someone who
Yeah.
won't accept that PC and console are different games.
I think we can just move on from
So.
that.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just being,
Um.
like I said, transparent
So
about this.
somebody said Sheboygan brats for life. Yeah, that's so growing up in Chicago, I can't tell you how much Wisconsin bratwurst means to me. It's vitally important to life. I still eat, even in Texas, I still eat bratwurst at least once a week.
Once a week.
From Chi-Town? Well, I'm technically from South Chicagoland, which is 20 miles outside of downtown. But yeah, I'm from the Chicagoland area.
Penetration.
Powerage says I'm in Downers Grove. Nice. I have been there. I know where that is.
I like playing Blitz every now and again. Yeah, I also... Hey, there's Nick! What are you doing there, Nick?
Chicago does have a
ya...
phone smashes, and they are great.
What's up, Nick? What's up, Nick? Can you, leave me alone? Can you leave me alone?
Oh,
Did he
St.
kill
Charles.
you?
That's great.
Is he gonna try to kill me too?
I don't think he killed me. I got killed by the IS-7. CJ Takemaster says, how often does
no.
Wargaming sweep for cheaters or people using illegal mods and top clans? There's a lot of cheating in top clans. This should be done on a regular basis. So
No, Nick is coming for me!
I'm gonna wait for Tragic to finish her
No! Nick!
death to Nick.
Nick! Ah, he didn't kill me.
Expensive.
There you go. So those born in Rockford feel sorry for me. Hey, at least you got the racetrack, right, Thiessen? Anyway, the question was about cheaters. We detect cheaters 24/7. We are always in the process of detecting cheaters and collecting data on people who are using cheats. We ban people in waves. We don't ban people immediately once detecting them for cheating. What we do over time is monitor people who we've detected using illegal mods. We make sure that they are steadily using those illegal mods. We verify that you're using illegal mods, and then we ban them several times a year. We do ban waves, and we ban all the people that we have detected using and confirmed using illegal mods. So we are actually very close to another one. So you can check out that article when it comes out. It'll be called something about fair play. Fair play is the name of the program. That we have a dedicated team entirely devoted to detecting and banning people using illegal modifications. So their most recent work will be published on the news portal soon.
Nature Force, you are up next. Saw a good video on aimbot shooting on... Yeah, Grego, I actually saw that, and I responded to the Reddit thread that it was posted into, which, you know, I talked about exactly the same things that, Cabmech just talked about, which is we ban in waves. That's essentially just to make sure people don't know what exactly it is that got them banned with the cheat mods that they're using.
So I will say that the as Pixie Flies I think is trying to point out, the cheating is not as common as some people think it is, and it's more common than other people think it is. On the NA server though, it's pretty low. Where we've gotten to the point where the people who are regularly using cheats, most of them have been snuffed out by this.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and this is why we tell people not to share accounts. That's where you get rung up into trouble. Is that account gets shared to someone else, and then that person's using illegal mods, and then that one person gets banned, and then the person using the mods doesn't use the mods on their own account. They use it on other accounts that they obtain through illicit means. It's a big mess. Don't share your account.
Yeah.
So there've been a couple chain attack shows says, can we get the bushes at the top of the hill in Prokhorovka fixed? They act like they don't exist. So I think that's a combination of there's a couple gaps that people don't account for, and then also CVS, the equipment module, has really changed the spotting across the top of that hill a lot. If you have the commander vision system, you can spot the people behind the other bush usually.
Yeah.
So that has really you can no longer go up to those bushes and just park and think that you're safe if you don't shoot. So I don't think it's an issue with the bushes. The game has changed. The meta has changed.
Yeah.
How you play those bush areas have to be has to change.
Sudden drastic changing capability. I don't know if it's capability. I would more say sudden drastic change in someone's ability to aim, potentially. But even then, it's not a guarantee. Like there's a lot of things that can, you know, that can happen. Like when I was looking at my stats, when I was hyper focused on getting better in the T-57. My previous stats in the T-57 were like barely green, and then for like a week, my stats in the tank were like full purple. So yes, but also, you know, we really gotta get enough evidence to make sure a person is actually using things that they shouldn't be using. So
Yeah. So Ethan said the most I got in trouble for was sitting idle. Yeah, Ethan, as long as I know you get that warning after the match if you were idle for all or most of it. That's the only people who get hit are people who idle regularly. We're trying to detect the people who are idling as a way of like collecting XP and whatever without doing anything. If you're just idle here and there, like real life happens, we understand you're not going to get banned for a couple games missed because life intervened. And then I believe it was Torsten Vank asked if we were Wargaming employees or World of Tanks. We are both. We are Wargaming employees who work on the World of Tanks team, if you want to be. So there are Wargaming is split pretty product directly. So the people on the warships team work the warships team. I mean, we have some crossover. We obviously know them, but by and large, the teams stick to their game, and we are members of the World of Tanks team as a part of Wargaming.
yeah. Let's see. You can't make the bot filter too strong or you would end up banning Tragic. You know?
Powerage says, is there a guide or tutorial for the general settings tab? A lot of new stuff on it. I don't know if it has all the new stuff on it, but 13 Disciple has a really great Watt settings video that I recommend everyone read. I don't think it has the newest. I don't think it has the 1.13 stuff, but it's relatively new. Somebody's posting Russian flags in the YouTube chat. All right.
Yeah. Also, let's see. Who said hello?
Privyet.
Durer said best wishes. Hello. Thank
She
you
get paid
for
in
stopping in.
World of Tanks is a Belarusian. Well, technically, we're a Cypriot company, but it was founded in Belarus, not Russia.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
Yeah. They used to be.
Although I think the money might still be called rubles. Actually, they're just Belarusian rubles, so actually, still a fair point.
I think that is true.
I still have some Belarusian rubles from my last trip to the home office.
Okay. Scroll back down. Let's see. Does the in-game complaint actually work? Yes, but literally, generally only for things that you can track in chat. So if someone is using bad words in chat, or if someone's username is uncouth, highly recommend. Yeah, I like the word uncouth. I would recommend, you know, you can use the complaint. Oh, I don't have a med kit. Why am I running? I'm running food. Oh, that's because I was doing testing in the KV2. Anyway,
All the excuses.
I know. No, I was
Uncouth
actually
boobs.
uncouth boobs.
I like that idea.
But yeah, so for what was I saying? Oh yeah, so for anything that's like, oh, somebody was doing physics abuse or they were AFK in battle, I recommend submitting a ticket with a replay because that is a much better way of being able to track things like that, because with things like AFK and physics abuse, we need a replay, and the in-game complain feature doesn't give a replay. And yes, I understand, oh, it should. Yes, absolutely, but we don't have that right now. So, I'm sorry, you're going to have to use the ticket system.
So somebody asked if we look at the content of chat bans, or if it depends on how you get banned.
Yeah.
If you get directly reported, you will get the chat logs pulled and cited in the ban. But if it's a ban because so many people have complained, and by the way, a lot of people have to complain.
Yeah.
Or also there's also a script that will detect if you use words a certain amount.
Yeah.
And if you go over a certain amount, you'll get banned. So it depends on how you get chat banned. There's a bunch of different things that can catch.
Yeah. But no, like just make sure you report someone every single time you see something, because it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy when people don't report, because there is a threshold for in-game complaints. That's why I generally recommend people using the ticket system. So, yeah, run
Just be nice in chat. It's not that hard.
bots are detected kind of in the same way that illegal mods are. Drowning tanks, those are punishable under physics abuse. So yes, you can report someone.
Yep, pixie flies, that will catch you a chat ban. I understand some people really hate that, and I, as someone who grew up in the Wild West era of the internet, um, you know, in the old days of Yahoo Messenger and Yahoo Chat, you know, dodging predators was just kind of a normal thing kids on the internet did. It's just a skill you learn. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your predilections, that's not the internet we live in anymore. And we want to keep the in-game chat to a point where people are comfortable playing with their children.
Yeah,
So
it is a
please,
T
please
for teen
respect.
game.
You're more than welcome to be as crude as you want in your Discord, private Discords. There's a reason that those platforms exist. But in the game chat, please keep it Disney. Don't the filters work? It's so the just because there is a filter doesn't mean that you have free license to
yeah.
go off.
Especially since some people can bypass the filter by doing certain things, like putting spaces.
Yeah, the filter is a very, very imperfect solution to that problem.
Mm,
It's also, I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm getting older and a little, maybe I want to use the word hippie, but I really fundamentally believe that the you affect the world based on the energy you choose to put into that, and then that reflects onto you. And if you choose to be a a a, an a-hole to people, to random people on the internet, I really feel like you're either lashing out or you're going to make yourself unhappy.
yeah.
That stuff reflects onto you. Just don't
I
do it.
did
Just focus on
I
yourself.
I don't know if I have talked to Chad about this really recently, but I
Chat
had
or chat?
chat
What's the
or
difference?
you
Chat
as well.
says.
What's the difference? Um, so, I had a couple weeks ago, I was playing on like a Friday, and I ran into someone who I recognized. I think they were, they're in the Discord, but I generally try to, uh, I generally try to say hi to people when I see them in game, and like, especially if I'm not streaming, because I like to recognize people, because, you know, it's nice to see people that I'm used to seeing. So if I see people from like our stream in game, or if I see people from the Discord or wherever it is, if I see them in a match, I'm going to say hi if they're on my team, or if they're on the enemy team after the match, I generally say good game. Uh, I said good game to someone who I recognized from the Discord.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, so I sent
I
this
thought you
to
were
like
trolling them.
CabMech. They thought, okay, so for one, they thought I was
Here you
trolling
go.
them because I'm in the Cracked clan right now, because I'm in Cracked clan for like Clan Wars stuff. And they thought someone had taken and like essentially were impersonating me and was being mean to people you know, under the guise of being me. And they PM'd me. I guess they had like essentially not responded, and then they said they blocked me, and then they said, well, you know, what would Tragic do? And so they went and they reported it to support, and then, you know, normally they would say something like, oh, you know, we've taken action, or like, we've looked into it, we've taken action, especially if there's someone who's like genuinely, you know, impersonating somebody. But they were just like, oh, can you send us like a screenshot? And they were just like, oh, hey, like, why are they asking me for a screenshot or whatever? So, oh, hey, oh, hey. Oops. And so they messaged me on like the Monday. So this was like a whole weekend. And they were like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I thought someone was impersonating you. And then I realized it was you. And then I, felt really bad because, or no, they got really mad because they were just like, I didn't think that you were the kind to troll people after games. And they cited that they had gotten like a 0 damage match or something. Uh, yes. So they were just like, oh, I thought, you were a nice person, and said all of this other stuff. And I responded, like, basically as soon as I could when I logged in, and I was just like, hey, just so you know, I saw your message. And, like, I never mean to be mean. I just saw you in match, and I remembered your username, and I wanted to say hi because, yeah, they took GG as sarcasm. And I was just like, no, that's totally not true. Like, I actually genuinely said GG because I recognized who you were. And they were like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. And they told me, like, what had happened. And they were just like, I thought someone, like, took your name or whatever. And I was just like, gosh, no, like, I recognized you. And they were like,
Yeah.
I never thought that you would recognize me. And I was like, but why? I try
So
to recognize people
E-
specifically.
Ellen pointed out that your California was showing a little bit there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It shows whenever I talk, or when I have long stories. But it was just,
Uh,
it made me really sad because I was just like, I genuinely feel bad because some people are just like, there are some people who are like toxic about saying
well, if you think
GG.
about it, like most, and it's sad that it is this way, but this is the
Yeah.
reality.
No,
Most
yeah.
of the time, you get a PM in Garage after the match, when that flashy thing is not going to lead to nice words, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kirkland says text can be taken wrong as sarcasm when it's meant to be otherwise. That's absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I wish more people would send each other GGs when they notice somebody do something cool or impressive
Yeah.
in a game. I try and do it just to try and change that, but it is unfortunately true that
Yeah.
most of those messages are negative. Red Code earlier had a thing where you, I actually kind of like this. If there is somebody who you're unimpressed with their play in a game, one thing that you could do is send them a link to some game mechanics videos, like the new explaining mechanics video that's on our YouTube channel, which if you haven't checked out and you have any questions at all about how spotting and visibility works in World of Tanks, I highly recommend checking it out. And maybe that's a passive aggressive way of, but constructively saying, maybe you could spend some time improving your knowledge of the game mechanics, and not just calling them a horrible thing and assuming that will improve things.
Yeah. You don't know how fast you have to type. Yeah. I mean, like, so I just want to, like, blanket statement, by the way. If I message you after battle and I say GG, it is never meant to be mean. I genuinely, like, I either recognize you and I'm saying GG because I'm just like,
Tragic
hello.
quote. Tragic quote. If I ever message you and don't say GG after a game, I am being mean. It's on the Reddit right now.
Oh no! Reddit would do that too. That'd be hilarious. I'm surprised.
Constructively passive aggressive.
But
I'm
yeah,
actually. It's funny. I'm extremely directly aggressive in real life.
you are.
When I most of the time, to be honest. But it's just not constructive to rage at people for being bad. Even if if your intended goal is to help them be less bad, calling them
Insulting
names
them.
is not going to achieve that. The next time
No,
you're on your
it's not.
team, they're not going to play better because you called them brain dead in chat.
Yeah. In fact, they'll probably play worse. And most people will play worse when you are being negative towards them. That's why there's, in competitive gaming, there's, like, specifically, psyching your opponent out. Like, that's a thing. That's what they do in, like, any sport even. Like, it's a thing. And it kind of sucks because, like, because it's a thing, like, that means that there's science behind it in some cases, but also, ouch, that really sucks. Like, why is it
I probably shouldn't have dove down there.
toxicity just kind of sucks? Nobody
Ethan
likes
says, when they
toxicity.
call me a bot, I think that must be good for them to be thinking of CPU play. Honestly, our bots, one of the things I will tell you when I'm legitimately impressed by something we've done. I think the bots in World of Tanks that you play with at lower tiers are actually really good. Really, really good. Fun fact, it was Garbad that actually inspired me to stop being an ape when he ranted at me in battle around 2013. Oh, good Watt history there.
I'm
Fig.
scared. I got spotted. Oh, yeah.
I have a bad habit of inviting the folks who message me to uninstall to try the Yellowstone. Well, I mean, I'll say of all the nasty things that people say to each other in PMs, that's actually pretty nice. By the way,
Unreleased tanks?
when you're an admin in a game, you can read people's chat log. You would not believe the things people send to each other.
Some people are just atrocious.
My favorite chat log ever. I'm obviously not going to discuss the names, but there was a player who reported another player because the first player told him that he was going to come to their house and squeeze their colostomy bag.
Oh,
Which is honestly
no!
the most terrifying and insane threat I had ever heard or read or
Whoa.
yeah, it was
My goodness
it was pretty wild.
gracious.
So it turns out from the context from the other conversation that the gentleman in fact did have a colostomy bag and the first guy knew him in real life and
Oh my gosh.
was seriously threatening it. So it was a very
Oh
serious
my
offense, actually.
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, don't threaten to anyone
Goodness
on the
gracious.
internet that you're gonna come and do nasty things to them in real life. That is the kind of thing that people like World of Tanks chat admins are gonna take pretty seriously. I still can't believe that happened. That is the wildest thing I've ever read.
That is such, like, a... People are concerning sometimes.
So a colostomy bag is a thing that people who, for various medical reasons, have to have part of their intestine removed. And if you know what the intestine does, it kind of replaces that function. So it is a extremely unpleasant and horrible thing to threaten to do to someone. And somebody who already has a colostomy bag, their life is hard enough. They don't need you offering that up.
You know, as horrible as it is kind of creative, because, you know...
It's certainly unique. I've never seen that thread before or after. Shorzy says, I'm going to come to your place and bake you a cake, noob.
See, now I want cake. Goodness.
That's like, I'm going to take you out to a nice seafood dinner.
And hope you get food poisoning.
Foos poison?
Foos, I know, I said foos.
I don't, Mr. Gunn, I don't really want to get into the physics of it. I'm not sure, and B, I don't want to be sure. Indigo drops the portal reference. I like.
Larry Porter said, I purchased a new PC with my own broadcasting gear to stream. Who else does that for your games? I never threaten anyone. I actually give kudos. Great player. Thanks.
Strike. No. Strike. Bad pun. Strike. Oh, no.
Wait, what was the pun? Now I want to know.
Well, it's a visual pun.
Oh, it's a visual pun. Yeah. I can't see it.
Oh. Well, he said it in chat.
But I missed it.
He said it's a poopy thing to say.
Oh. I'm gonna bake you a cake, and I'm not gonna clean the oven afterwards.
Arya did bake a pie for the one guy. That was messed up.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. All right. We need to change the direction of this chat. I apologize for bringing up that one.
Why is this the second time we're talking about poop?
So, how about those... It's not football season. Okay, I actually do have a random off-topic thing I want to talk about. Do you guys understand how amazing that Otani guy is? The Japanese ball player he's currently leading the league in home runs, and he has the nastiest pitch in Major League. That's why that is insane. That is crazy. That is bananas that the same player can do both those things. I don't care who you are. That's incredible. That guy's beyond a unicorn. He is the unicorn of unicorns.
Corner you. This stream always goes off the rails. I feel like not as much as like
Well,
Thursday.
it would be boring if we never went off the rails, right? If we
Yeah.
just spend the entire stream going, no, this isn't console. Yes, we understand you don't like matchmaking, and that wouldn't be fun.
There's a charioteer. Oh no. Oh, there's a tiger.
So just a reminder, folks, this is probably going to be our last game of the evening. However, we're going to take an hour break, and then we're going to be back on this channel with the July iteration of CAVS, aka Chieftain's Armored Vehicle Society. We're going to be watching Saints and Soldiers: The Void, which is a tank with a lot of really interesting action scenes that Chieftain.
Oh shoot! I got spotted.
Actually, got some good behind the scenes spotted in on. You will need to have an Amazon Prime Video or Amazon Prime account to participate in the watch party on Twitch. However, if you don't have those things, you can still watch the Chieftain's Cam and then watch it via any other method you find to stream it. Some people mentioned they have the DVD. Some people were looking at possibly renting another service. You can do that. You just won't be able to watch it through the Twitch platform. It's not all platforms. It's only on our Twitch channel, Ethan. So we won't be able to show it on YouTube because it's an Amazon licensed movie. So you will need to come to twitch.tv/World of Tanks NA, all one word. I'll drop the link in chat before we leave to see the CAVS episode. Stellar says, I saw the movie today on YouTube free. Is it? Well, you could keep the window with the movie up and then have Chieftain's Cam on another and Suits participate in the chat if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You just have to keep up. Watch Party basically just synchronizes it for everyone and lets you watch the material. Just want to clarify that because some people are confused by what the Twitch Watch Party is. Oh, thanks, Strike. Really appreciate that.
Aw. That's really nice.
And cheers, Larry. Appreciate the offer.
I don't think so, Grego. I don't think so. After every single battle pass, I believe your tokens go away.
So this is a good question. Iron Maiden said, any leaks for Summer Sale? Iron Maiden, I asked a question about Summer Sales today, and the PDM in charge, who, by the way, shouts at Wales, literally said he couldn't tell me. So I, as a content creator and employee of the company,
no leaks.
I'm not allowed. That's how serious they are about the leaks this time. So kudos to them. I understand it's a bit frustrating for me, but even I don't know what the deals are. I literally have no idea, and I can't find out. I'm not in the need to know circle.
Why don't you get into the? I don't know.
When are the check heavies coming out? Oh, sorry. When are the check heavies coming out? So I don't want to give a more exact range than this because things are flexible. But before the end of the year is the current window. A later patch this year will likely contain the check heavy. We'll have more info about that as we get closer, as well as a confirmation of that, because obviously we'll have common tests and such. But it's currently planned for before the end of the year. What year? The calendar year. The calendar year, not the fiscal year. Current status on Crew 2.0. There's going to be an update on that coming up. Again, Cryptic as well. I believe we will be doing another sandbox.
Oops.
When will Frontline be?
Oh my gosh.
So soon, TM. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are asking about all of the soon things back to back to back, but I think the Frontline announcement is coming very soon. Running for Meatball Subs dinner. Thank you for lovely moving pictures. Hey, Perk, thanks for stopping by. Glad you had a good time. Enjoy Meatball Subs. That sounds delicious. Maybe come back in an hour for calves. Future point we're lost in Brazil and lost players for sure.
No.
We certainly hope not, but
no.
I mean,
wow, I whiffed all of those. Heck, auto aim.
Any changes is always gonna upset some people.
more time? No. Rip.
But hopefully we
That
can
was my fault.
find a way to make everyone get excited
Aw.
about it. Ryan
That
on
could
Facebook
do.
says, excited to get back on PC. Been playing mobile. I was one of the first on beta on Xbox. Wow, so you've been all over, Ryan. Well, welcome to World of Tanks PC. Of course, the most prestigious and elite of the World of Tanks platforms. Glad to have you and glad to hear you're having a good time. Ethan says, any improvements or changes to the German heavy lines? They just got buffed, Ethan. They just got buffed. The Tigers are in decent places. I actually haven't played them enough to be sure. I'll tell you though, the E75 is a beast right now, though. Maybe more than ever.
I don't know why I auto-aimed. Anywho, that is just about the end of the stream. We will be back again on
Love you, Money.
a particular day. I believe why am I blanking on
So
names?
I'm not going to be here.
Jampy John will be on tomorrow. We do have a stream on Thursday. There is no stream Friday. An hour from now is going to be the Cavs stream with the Chieftain. And then starting next week...
Only on Twitch. Only
Yes,
on Twitch.
only on Twitch. Starting next week, Cabmech is going to be out on vacation. We will still have streams. You're just going to be seeing a lot more of some of our other community team for the next couple of weeks. And I think that's it. Stick around if you would like to for the Cavs stream. It will be on in an hour. And until then, I think that's about it. We are going to be raiding someone on Twitch until we have the Cab stream. So I will find somebody to raid. Cabmech, do you have any final words for viewers?
Just thanks so much for watching our show, guys. We hope we're able to provide you some useful answers when we're able to give them. And just appreciate y'all stopping by. Be nice to each other. I'm going to be gone for a few weeks, as Tragic said. I'm going to be driving home to California to visit family, going on a bunch of trips with family. I'm going to be having a great time, but I will miss you guys while I'm out, and I'll be back in August. So I will see y'all then.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy Supernova until we get back on with the Chieftain for Cavs. Goodbye.
Have a good night, everyone.